Welcome to Fractured Chaos.
You ever watch someone try to steal your life and then sit back and let them? Not because you're weak, but because you know what's waiting for them on the other side. Debt, legal trouble, an ex with unfinished business. My identical twin, Ivy, thought she was clever, brilliant even. She always did. She didn't know she was stepping into a landmine wearing my face. And I didn't warn her, because sometimes revenge doesn't need a plan. It just needs patience. Ivy and I haven't been close since we were 16. The summer, everything changed. She was always the better twin. Prettier, though we're identical. Louder, more magnetic. A supernova to my steady glow. She could flirt her way out of a parking ticket and lie with tears in her eyes so convincing even I believed her sometimes. People only saw the sparkle, the dazzling smile, the effortless charm, the way she could make anyone feel like the most important person in the room, for exactly as long as she needed something from them. They didn't see the rot underneath, the calculated manipulation, the way she'd steal my clothes and return them damaged, the way she'd date boys I liked just to prove she could have them, the way she'd whisper rumors about me at school, then comfort me when I came home crying. That's so awful, Eva. Who would say that about you? The answer was always Ivy. It was always Ivy. I left town the day after graduation, changed my number, built a life she couldn't touch, or so I thought. It started with an Instagram notification. Ivy Daniels tagged you in a post. I barely use social media anymore, but I kept minimal accounts, partly to monitor her. Old habits. The photo showed me at Lunar Coffee, my favorite downtown spot, wearing my signature emerald pendant necklace, a gift from our grandmother that Ivy had always coveted. My camel coat with the torn lining I'd been meaning to fix, my name in the caption, just another Tuesday for Eva Daniels. Except I hadn't seen Ivy in 3 years, and I was sitting at home, 200 miles away, in sweatpants. I knew what she was doing. She was impersonating me, again. But this time, she wasn't just pretending for a night or a weekend. She'd gone full Eva. Driver's license? Switched when she lost hers and needed a replacement. We share a birthday. The DMV clerk probably didn't look twice. Credit cards? Stolen from my mailbox, most likely. The building's security was laughable. She even DM'd my boss with some elaborate sob story about family emergency and got me a 2-week sabbatical. And me? I played along. I turned my phone off. And I watched. On day 3, Ivy called my landlord. She told him she was Eva and wanted to terminate the lease early. Said she'd found a better place, paid the penalty from my savings account. She moved into my apartment like she owned it, rearranging my furniture, wearing my clothes, sleeping in my bed. She didn't realize that apartment is under investigation for insurance fraud. The previous tenant had staged a break-in, claimed $40,000 in stolen goods. The insurance company was suspicious, and the building management was cooperating with their investigation. They'd installed hidden cameras in the hallways, the parking garage, the lobby, and now she's the one on record, her face, my face captured on every entry and exit, every illegal sublet meeting she's hosting, every suspicious package delivery. The investigator called me 3 days after she moved in. Ms. Daniels, we've noticed some unusual activity at your residence. I played confused, asked for details. Different clothing, different mannerisms, different visitors. Are you aware someone might be using your apartment? I'm so sorry, I said. That's my twin sister. She's not well. I've been trying to help her. The investigator paused. Your sister is impersonating you? It's complicated, I said. Family stuff. I'd appreciate your discretion. He assured me they'd keep monitoring the situation. I didn't tell him I'd already filed a police report about my stolen identity, about my missing credit cards, about how someone was pretending to be me. I didn't tell him I'd already laid the groundwork. For when everything fell apart, Ivy never liked my ex, Jordan. She thought he was too controlling, too obsessive. Major red flags she'd texted when I sent her his picture years ago. The kind of guy who texts, if you don't reply within 15 minutes. The kind who shows up unannounced just to check on you. But she never knew how deep he really went. He wasn't just toxic, he was strategic. He installed a smart home system without me knowing. Said it was a gift. Said it would make me feel safer. Instead, he linked his cloud to my cameras, recorded audio in my apartment under the guise of security features, set up alerts when I came and went, tracked my location through apps I didn't know were sharing data. Creepy, right? I caught him eventually, found the feeds on his laptop while he was showering, Got a restraining order, moved cities, changed my number. But Ivy, she moved back into that trap. She texted him from my recovered phone, thinking she could mess with him, maybe. Or curious about the ex I'd never fully explained. She didn't know he still had access. Didn't know the cameras were still live in my bedroom closet, my bathroom, my kitchen. Didn't know he still thought about me every night. Still had a shrine of my photos. Until he showed up at 2 a.m. with roses, champagne, a vintage vinyl of the band we saw on our first date, and a gun in the glove compartment. I got the alert from the building security system. Saw him on the lobby camera being buzzed up by the night doorman who recognized him from before, who thought we were still together. I called the police. Anonymous tip. Said I heard shouting from apartment 3B, said I was concerned. They arrived just as Jordan was picking the lock. Old habits. They found the gun, found the restraining order on file, found Eva Daniels inside, terrified and confused, claiming she'd never texted him, never invited him over. The police believed her, believed me. Jordan went back to jail. Violation of a restraining order carries serious time in our state. And Ivy, she got a front row seat to the life she thought she wanted. Ivy always hated budgeting. She used to borrow from my wallet in high school. Take 20 here, 50 there. She used to joke that credit cards aren't real money. Cute, until she maxed out 3 of mine in 2 weeks. She booked flights, spa days, designer clothes, even leased a car. All as Eva. And while she was busy living out her influencer fantasy, posting from my accounts, building my brand, I was in the background, pulling strings. I called the banks, reported fraud. Carefully. Didn't mention my sister yet, just flagged unusual spending patterns. I froze the accounts, flagged every charge as suspicious. Guess what happens when your bank thinks you're a victim of identity theft? They launch a full internal audit. And since Ivy never legally changed her name, since her fingerprints aren't mine, her signature isn't quite the same. She was digging her own grave with every swipe. She just committed federal fraud. The best part? The car she leased was repossessed while she was in it. Middle of downtown, lunch hour crowd, tow truck blocking traffic. Her screaming that there was a mistake, that she was Eva Daniels. The repo man, unmoved, checking the paperwork. Credit card fraud investigation, ma'am. Bank's orders. She had to walk 4 miles home. In my shoes, which were half a size too small for her. I always did have daintier feet. Then came the lawsuit. A client from my old freelance gig contacted me through my website, the one Ivy hadn't managed to hack yet. They accused me of breaching contract, claimed I disappeared with a $15,000 retainer after promising deliverables. That job? I'd never accepted it, but Ivy had. She used my name to sign into my Upwork account, my email to send invoices, my portfolio to secure the gig. She thought it was easy money. Didn't read the fine print, didn't realize she promised specialized marketing analytics that required certification I didn't have. And now I was being summoned to court. So I sent Ivy a message from a burner phone. "Hi, we need to talk. I have a lawyer." That got her attention. She showed up to my lawyer's office, still pretending to be me. Hair styled like mine, wearing clothes she'd taken from my closet. Signed her name as Eva Daniels. On a security camera, in a law firm. The footage, now evidence. My lawyer, an old college friend who knew us both, played along beautifully. "So, Eva," she said using air quotes around my name, "this is quite a situation you've gotten yourself into." Ivy nodded, tearful already. "I know. I made a mistake with that client. I meant the identity theft," my lawyer said. "The real Eva is pressing charges." The color drained from Ivy's face, like watching a photo fade in reverse. "What are you talking about? I am Eva." My lawyer slid a document across the table. My actual driver's license photo next to security footage from my bank, from my apartment building, from the coffee shop where Ivy had first posted as me. Side by side, the differences were subtle, but unmistakable. The way she carried herself, more runway, less library. The extra earring holes she'd gotten without telling our parents. The tiny scar on her chin from when she fell off the monkey bars showing through her makeup. "We have your fingerprints on file from when you visited Eva last year," my lawyer continued. "They don't match the ones on her apartment lease renewal. Care to explain?" Ivy bolted, left her my purse behind. With all her my identification inside, Ivy started unraveling fast. She called me from a payphone, crying, of course. Always her first defense. Said she didn't mean to ruin my life. That she just wanted to feel what it was like to be me. That she thought I had it easy. A stable job, a nice apartment, credit cards that weren't maxed out. That people respected me, trusted me. that our parents loved me more after everything she'd done. And I listened, let her talk herself in circles, let her justify, rationalize. And then I told her the truth. You wanted to be me? Congratulations! Now you get everything that comes with it. And then I hung up. She tried to check into a hotel later that night using my name. Didn't know I'd already reported my ID as stolen. Didn't know there was a flag on it in the system. Didn't know the desk clerk would call the cops. Ivy got arrested. Wearing my hoodie, using my credit card, still pretending to be me. They took her fingerprints, checked against their database, found her real identity, found the fraud alerts, found the police report I'd filed, found the trail of evidence she'd left, thinking she was being clever. Here's the thing about twins. We share the same DNA, same face, same birthday, but not the same consequences. When Ivy got charged, she panicked, tried to claim mental confusion, said she wasn't impersonating me, she was me. Said we had a twin switch game. Said we'd done it since childhood. Said we had switched lives voluntarily, that I'd given her permission to be me, and begged me to confirm it. And I did, in court. I confirmed everything. That yes, she had access to my accounts. That yes, we had switched identities. That she had my permission to live as Eva Daniels. The judge seemed confused. So, you're not pressing charges for identity theft? No, Your Honor, I said. My sister had my full consent. And that violated my restraining order from Jordan, because I had willingly given someone access to the apartment he was barred from approaching. It looped me back into his case. It made me partially responsible for his violation. His attorney immediately filed a motion to reconsider his sentence. But here's what Ivy didn't realize. That court testimony also made her legally accountable for my debts, for my lease, for my name. Because she didn't just steal my identity, she became it. With my sworn testimony that she had permission. The credit card companies could now pursue her, as me, for the charges. The client could now sue her, as me, for breach of contract. The landlord could now bill her, as me, for the lease violations. And me, I changed my name 2 days later. Legally, permanently. New passport, new license, new social security card. I'm Eva no more. I moved across the country. Started fresh, left no forwarding address. Ivy wanted my life. Now she has it. All of it. The debts, the legal troubles, the vindictive ex who'll be released in 18 months with a grudge, the apartment with hidden cameras she still hasn't found, the investigators still building their case, the client still demanding their $15,000 back. Good luck, Ivy. Hope you enjoy the mess. I left it just for you. Sometimes people ask if I feel guilty for letting my own twins sink into the quicksand I could have warned her about, for planning such elaborate revenge. But here's the truth. I didn't plan anything. I just stopped cleaning up her messes. Stopped covering for her. Stopped being the responsible twin who fixes everything. I just let consequences happen. Let the dominoes she set up fall where they may. And if I enjoyed watching it, well, that's between me and my conscience. Which, unlike my identity, is something Ivy can never steal, even if she wanted to.